figure out which sliders I really want to use. I've been feeling like ever since I switched that I'm just not getting the same tricks, I'm not getting the same hang time on the coping, and I just need to figure out which ones I like, because it's all really a personal preference based on what tricks you do and what you like. So currently I ride my Jack's boots, sunlight plates, always ride the sunlight plates, love the sunlight plates. So those, I just switched to the Brunny Blox. They're in great shape, they're extremely slippery, they're great for doing straight grinds, so when you're grinding you don't hit. I did have to use some spacers because they're not low. With the wide trucks it's kind of hard because you hit your bolts, so you have to space them out. In the past I rode those Jacks with the Wildbones, the large Wildbones. I love the Wildbones. I might end up switching back to the Wildbones. We're gonna see. I'm gonna test them today and see what I like. These Vans are homemade Vans. They got the sunlight plates, wide trucks, penny trucks as well. These are the XO trucks. They're great trucks. The penny trucks are great too. I like both of the wide trucks. They fit perfect. But I am gonna try all different setups today. I'll try my Vans. I love my Vans. And we'll see which ones I want to keep. So, just a little bit of history. Of course, I started doing derby. So I started park skating a few years ago with derby skates. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best for dropping in, but I learned a lot. I learned to drop in. I learned that I needed some sort of sliders to hit the coping, stand on the coping, drop in better, slide, grind, all those things. So the first thing I did before Wildbones was I had someone who worked at a metal shop make me metal plates. They say my derby name, Doll Steak. If you can't tell, the more I grinded, the more bent the metal got. So ended up going with some tougher metal. Didn't want to spend a bunch of money on a setup that I wasn't sure if I was going to stick with park skating. So I got these ones, much thicker metal, shorter so they didn't bend in the middle. As you can tell, I used them a lot. I slid all over. They're great, but not good at catching on the coping. Honestly, just not the best, but they got me started. So once I switched to Wildbones, I loved those. I could get on the coping, I could stay on the coping, I could slide, I could grind. I tried the Bones plates, which is just flat plastic. There's no curve or anything like that. Honestly, it's just not my style. It's great if you want to slide and grind and all that, but a lot of the tricks that I do, I'm on the coping for, so I need this little curve for the coping. So, like I said, today I'm going to try both sets of skates. I'll try these with the Wildbones, see how much I really miss my Vans because it's been a while since I skated those. And then I will try my beautiful Jacks with the Wildbones and the Brunny Blox just to see how they feel back to back, see which ones I want to keep. There is also a Wildbones low that goes a lot lower, so I'm not sure if I will end up wanting to switch to those, but we're going to see after this video. So let's give it a shot, try each one, and see what we like. Okay, so I'm going to try my current setup, which is the Jacks with the sunlights and the Brunny Blox. That's what I've been riding. Feeling a little less confident with these. I thought they needed a break in time. It's been a few months and I'm not getting the same tricks I was before. So I'll give this a shot. I think I got the best view for the drop-in and the landing because that's what really matters. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so for the drop-in, they hold the coping pretty well. They're a little bit slippery. You couldn't really stand on there. It's just not curved enough. So there's that. And for the landing, as you can see, still not quite as curved. don't hold very well. You can't really get as much hang time. So let's try a slide. No slide. As slick as they are, the shape is weird. So I guess time to try the Vans. Old school Vans, homemade with the Wildbones. Firstly, it's been a long time since I wore these, so they're really light. Wow. I don't remember how light they were, I guess. It's amazing. It feels like you have shoes on, but you're skating, so that's kind of nice. The jacks have a lot of support on the ankle, so you definitely feel the difference. Even with the high tops, the jack's ankle is a lot more solid and it contours to your ankle, so you get a lot more support if you're doing UFOs or anything slides. A lot less likely to break your ankle. So let's try these. These ones I feel a lot more secure on the Wildbones. Has nothing to do with the Van skates, that's all in the sliders. I also have a gap right there, so I can lock in. So that's kind of nice, you won't fall out. So I can literally just lock in there and then be ready to go. Much longer hang time on those. I felt sturdier on there. That's all in the Wildbones versus the Blox, so let's try a slide. Not much of a slide. That could be because my coping needs some wax, but I was able to move and stand up there a lot longer than with the Brunny Blox. Now I've switched and I put my jacks set up and put my Wildbones back on those. See how those feel. Obviously they're heavier. There's a lot more ankle support. You can do a lot more stuff, but it's not like wearing your shoes. So we'll see how it goes. First things first, I still have that awesome little gap so I can hold myself here. It's nice. Even in the back, I can kind of balance, hold myself, get myself where I want to go, and then I have my little cup to fit the coping on. See if I can get some hang time on these. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's the ankle support mixed with the bones, but that felt the best so far out of all three. So let's try a slide, maybe a couple tricks. So I lost my knee breaker when I switched sliders from the Wildbones to the Blox. So let's see if I can get it back. Oh, lots of hang time, no knee breaker. Let's try something. It feels good to have that hang time back. I haven't had that with the blocks. I guess the way they sit is just different or not the same to me. Almost. I really think I can get it back now that I have the Wildbones on, so I'm gonna cut this video, fall a few times, try to get my knee breaker back. That's all I wanted. Wildbones for the win.